harsh winters, when the temperatures would go as low as 2 degrees, he bathed with cold water. And in morbid summers at 42 degrees, he switched off the cooler. This was his way of preparing himself for the upcoming tough life with the tribals. He had completed his MBBS and MD and prepared to go to Melghat to serve the poorest of poor tribals using his newly found medical knowledge. The first hurdle: no electricity, no medical equipments. His clinic was in a bamboo hut. He performed complicated surgeries like brain hemorrhage in that little hut. One of his earliest operations was on a man who came with a critical heart condition. He operated on him and held his hand all night, praying with all his heart that he would survive. Finally, at 5 a.m. in the morning, he was relieved to see him conscious, and he felt that he had won a small war. Treatment of critical tribal patients who had no access to medical facilities or doctors became his addiction, and he went on to take many such challenges. He thought of just one objective: to save lives, and his journey continues.
Actually, it's not a sudden turning point in my life. It started with my grandfather, Mr. Vasantrao Bumbatkar, and when I was in 7th standard, I read a book by Mahatma Gandhi called Experiments with Truth. Mahatma Gandhi ji has written in that book that real India lies in villages, and you should go to villages to serve India. And that was I can say, that inspired me to turn back to villages. Actually, one more thing helped me, that was Gandhiji's simplicity. Another approach was Gandhiji always used to say that सच परेशान हो सकता है पराजित नहीं. Another source of inspiration for me was Swami Vivekananda. And when I went in medical college, I started visiting tribal areas like Melghat, Gadchiroli, where Dr. Abhay Bang, Dr. Prakash Amte are working. After visiting these tribal areas, I realized that this tribal area needs medical services to a great extent. At that time, Melghat was situated 150 kilometers from the district place, a road through forest, mountains and rivers. There used to be only one bus traveling from the district place to this area, and most of the tribal, they are residing on an average of 50 to 60 kilometers from the central place of Melghat. And at that time, there were only 2 doctors, 2 small primary health centers. There was no critical care unit for 150 kilometers. Actually, after seeing all these bad conditions of Melghat, I realized that this area need good doctor and good hospital. After completion of my MD, I started serving this area through trust called MAHAN Trust. There were a lot of challenges or obstacles, but we never considered it as obstacles. We always try to consider it and try to convert it into opportunities. Like, the area was very tough in the beginning, as the tribals, 90% of the people were illiterate at that time. They were not aware of a doctor. So patients, tribals were very reluctant to come to our hospitals. There was no ambulance with us. Another major challenge in this journey was, we can say, man-made challenge. As you know, malnutrition and child deaths are major problems in this area. In that area, 400 youths were dying per lakh population in that area at that time. And government was underreporting that death. On government record, the infant mortality rate was just 31 per 1,000 live births. So we decided to approach to government system from the local medical officer, but they refused to accept the realities. And once in 2007-8, a false case of atrocity act was put in against me and Kavita. As you see, whenever there is such cases, people used to run away from the situation. But myself and Kavita, we decided we will not run from Melghat. After 1 year, all reality came and we were relieved from that case. Similar is the story with Kavita. As there was no ambulance with her, she used to go by bus. In one village, there was no return bus, so she had to stay in a village. And in that village, tiger attacked that villagers. So there was little bit fear in mind of Kavita. And suddenly in the midnight, she realized some animal has put the legs on her abdomen, and she shouted. It was cow, and as she shouted, that cow ran away. Otherwise, I don't know what would have happened. Even after that episode, she never got afraid of Melghat and she never thought of running back from Melghat. And at that time, Athang, my son, was just 3 to 4 months old. She used to carry Athang with her and she used to tie Athang under some tree and used to prepare a cradle of her clothes. And she used to screen the patients in the villages. At that time, there was no kitchen in the hospital. Kavita used to cook for our family as well as for those patients. She used to cook the food, then operate the patients, operate for cataract surgery, and in that way she started her career in Melghat. Especially for youths, one thing is very clear, that whatever you want to do, they should think of the last person in the society. He can be a tribe, he can be a person from rural India. Don't get afraid of challenges, obstacles. Try to convert into opportunities and successes for you. And second thing for youths, don't stop until you achieve your object. That I want to tell today's youth. रचनात्मक काम से दुनिया नहीं बदल सकती है. हमको यदि सही में एक अच्छा काम खड़ा करना है तो संघर्ष अटल है. तो संघर्ष से मत डरिए, संघर्ष कीजिए. You should be persistent to achieve your goal.